Hello. So this is my video game concept. This is the assignment that I worked on with ChatGPT. Actually, it's quite long. I did a lot of back and forth with ChatGPT about this. So I don't want to make this video too long. So I'll kind of go over what the what ChatGPT came up with and how I shaped it into what I actually wanted it to be. We kind of went back and forth about a few things. But so I asked it to create a one page video game concept of a 2D platforming open world monster hunting game. And the game it originally came up with was called Veil Hunters, 2D platformer monster hunting like I asked for. The core premise in a fractured world where supernatural creatures slip into reality through unstable rifts, specialized hunters roam vast regions to track, study, and eliminate these entities before they destabilize civilization. Players take the role of a rookie hunter, blase, blase, blase. And actually, it wasn't too far off from what I was thinking. But I'm not gonna get too deep into that. So this is the core gameplay, exploration, tracking monsters using clues and footprints, prepared by crafting gear, potions, hunting, and harvesting materials. Some of these things I actually kept in. I kept in the harvesting materials, I believe. Exploration, of course. I think I took out the tracking though. I think I used something else for that. And some of the worlds we have are ancient forests, ruined cities, mountain ranges, cavern networks. And this actually could be possible. I have a lot of things that I want to add to this. So, because I actually want to move forward with this concept. I just wanted to throw ideas around with ChatGPT about it. So I didn't really finish what the actual worlds look like. I focus more on the main story and the game mechanics. Oh, you got the movement. Of course, it's 2D platformer, so you do a lot of platforming. It started off with the vertical structure, like building upwards, but I kind of wanted it to be both. I wanted it to be horizontal and upwards, kind of like a Hollow Knight map. So you can move up to go into different worlds, to different parts of the world, or you can go down or side to side. For the combat system, start off with swords and spears, chains, crossbows, throwing tools, and weapons like that. And uh yes, I do want to keep the living ecosystem in as well. I like that idea. Um, Kept that in. And so let's see. See visual pixel art. I like pixel art. I do want to keep that in. I'm thinking maybe 16-bit, something like that. Um, let's go down. Oh, and it had a breakable monster parts mechanic, and I wasn't sure how that would work with the 2D platformer. I don't know if the mobility will be too limited. In games like Monster Hunter, you can move around a lot more and break monster parts like that. But in a 2D platformer, I didn't know how the mobility would work. But ChatGPT gave me some other things to consider, so I did. And I proposed the idea of quick time events to be able to break monster parts, and then we worked out how that will work in this game. So I'll give a minute to look at that. And talked about some pitfalls of that. Now, I talked about that. I'm gonna move around really quickly here because I don't have much time left. So I shared the lore. This is actually a concept that I'm actively working on. Well, I haven't worked on it in a long time, but I had it, and so I put this in because it was still in my mind. But this is down here. Wait, 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 wait. It's here somewhere. These are the actual points that I have from my notes that I copied and pasted onto here. And we eventually worked out a different concept based on that. We worked through some other things. I asked about some plot holes that I may have in the story, and we talked about that. And then we go down here to the bottom, and we can look at the finished concept very quickly. So the finished concept, the name of the game is Luxalore. Lux for stars, and lore for like lore. So it's the lore of the stars, the lore of the cosmos, and it's something like that. I'm still working on it, but yeah. So it's a 2D open world monster hunting adventure set across multiple planets in a star system shaped by the ancient conflict between two-dimensional races, the Luxians and the Shadowkin. We play as a starling, a small but powerful cosmic being raised by the Luxians to hunt monsters born from invading darkness. And there is more to that story. Yes. So the world and lore. This is everything. I'll let you, if you want to read it out, stop here for a second and slowly scroll down. Coming up on 6 minutes. So yeah, pretty much the same concept. 2D platformer. Um, changed some of the game mechanics. Kept in the breakable monster parts. Um, and instead of like the crafting and things like that, I'm thinking about doing an energy system. For the main, excuse me, the main character. For exploration, there will be flight battles and ground battles. Kind of like I took inspiration from Kid Icarus because I really like the game Kid Icarus. You have battles like flight in flight. You can fight in the air, and you can fight on the ground. But in this game, you will be fighting in space, and then that's how you travel between planets. You go through space. You can fight your way through space and travel to different planets until you lock fast travel. If I incorporate that, which I probably will. Still got dynamic monsters, and I'm gonna keep in the ecosystem where monsters actively attack each other, for different reasons, territory, whatever, food, whatever the case. And I'm also giving the player a choice. They can choose the Luxian path, Shadowkin path, or the Mediator path. And that plays more into the origin of the character. And 7 minutes. I'm so sorry. So I'm gonna stop it right there. That's my concept. So thank you for watching.